So last week my sales finally improved, and I want to tell you what I've been doing differently to make my sales increase and give you a rundown of some of the items that I sold for the week. Hi, if you're new here, I am Angie Resells. I am a 25-year veteran on eBay and I am a full-time reseller. So let's see what I sell to support my family. Okay, last week I did have sales finally over $2,000 for the week. Very happy to see them over the $2,000 mark. It's been a little bit of a struggle, and I'm going to explain to you what I think is the reason for that. But first, here's the sales. Last week, my sales were $2,016.45. Now, of that, $769.04 was actually eBay fees, promoted listings, and shipping, along with $116 eBay collected sales tax on my behalf. So that means I actually took home $1,131.03. Now, something to consider here is when I have a good week, typically that is over $2,000, sometimes even over $2,500, I typically have sold more than 80 items. But this week, I only sold 61. So with only 61 listings, you would think that my sales would still be down. But here's the difference. I have been going to an Amazon return store every Friday and picking up items that are much more high dollar than I typically purchase. Now, these items will range anywhere from a sale price of $35 up to several $100s depending on what I pick up that week. The biggest difference is most of my items I'm paying $1 or $2 for those items, but these particular items I'm buying on $14 day. So I'm paying significantly higher for them. It's only about $140 cost of goods for those items, assuming that they all sell in that week. So I'm going to show you some of the items that sold. So I will let you know which of those items I paid the $14 for and which of those I did my typical really low cost items of $2 or less. So let's get started. One of the first items that I got for the $14 was this Microsoft Surface Pro keyboard. I did sell it for $53.95. Now, this did go priority mail and this was free shipping. A lot of the higher dollar items, it seems to be I put free shipping on them, but this one actually only cost $8 to ship out. Now, that's not super great profit. I probably only, after promoted listings, eBay fees, the cost of goods, I made about $25. But the way I'm looking at it with these higher priced items is it's such a quick flip. It's a few minutes to make $25 or more, so it's definitely worth my time doing that. This item obviously was one of my cheap items. Get it? Cheap. I cracked myself up. Oh my gosh. This little Chicken Little is from 1987. Little hand-painted ceramic. Very cute. He did sell on best offer for $18 plus shipping. And I think I paid about 50 cents for him. This is just a little plush. I probably picked up for $1. He did sell for $11.66 plus shipping. It's a cute little SeaWorld Emperor penguin. Very cute. He was just a little guy, but I was happy to see him go. I did pick up this hat for 75 cents last summer. I had it listed super high because it was really cool. It's a Utah Jazz hat, but I just couldn't get the right buyer to bite on this, so I lowered it down to $29.66 and did get a buyer, and they paid shipping as well. This is something my mom picked up, I think, for $1 or $2. It was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy, sold for $10.75 plus shipping. Now, these Legos I did pay $14 for. Now, typically I will buy these Legos for my auction that I have on Saturday, but I just had a lot going on for that Saturday, so I ended up listing them on eBay. This one sold for $35.95 plus shipping. So I only made about $18 to $20 on this one. That's okay. It's flipped in a few hours. And then this one is a Star Wars Death Star trench run. It sold for $49.45 with free shipping. Shipping was about $9 on that. So again, I made about $25 profit. This is a tool that I picked up last summer at an estate sale. I've talked about it many times where I paid $1 a piece for a ton of these vintage tools. And this one did sell for $19.76. Oh, these hats. I went to a church sale over the weekend and they were clearing stuff out the last hour. I picked up, I think, about 16 hats and I paid $30 for all of the hats. This one sold for $32.95 plus shipping. So this one hat paid for all the other hats. So I'm totally in the profit when any of the other ones sell. So, and it sold within a few hours of me listing it. I did have these new coat. These are IBM Wheelwriters. It's the ink for the IBM Wheelwriter typewriter. I think I actually got these free last summer. They sold for $12.55 plus shipping. I purchased these for $1 a piece, sold 2 of them. So 2 of them sold for $32. They shipped together and that was plus shipping on that. So $2 into 30 some is a great profit. At the church sale that I went to, the last minute they were doing fill a bag for $5. I think I got 15 swimsuits in one bag for $5 and I sold multiples of them this week. This Maxine of Hollywood brand is really sought after, especially in the plus sizes. This was an 18 woman's, sold for $29.66. Also sold this one for the same price, $29.66. Then I sold this one, which is a longitude. It wasn't nearly as high end as the Maxines, but I did list it at $17.95 and it sold for full price. My mom picked this up for $5. It's a vocal. I never had heard of this, but she said she thought it was pretty good. She bought it from another auction for $5 and she was right. It did sell for $35.95 and it's pretty cool. If you look at the back here, where is it? Here it is. There's the back. It has the angel wings on the back. So I thought that was pretty cool. Then I've had this for 6 months or so, I guess. I just saw this and thought it was so cute. It is a little jumper from 1958. Just so sweet, but it is a girl size 8. It did sell for $31.47 and I probably paid 50 cents for it. We started listing jeans this week and oh my gosh, normally I have terrible luck selling jeans, but I actually sold a couple this week. These were D jeans, new with tag. I actually bought these at the Ross sale. I think I paid $2 a pair for them and this pair sold for $22.45 plus shipping. And then I sold these Calvin Klein ones that I paid $2.49 for. They sold within an hour for $32.95 plus shipping. So that was pretty good. This Civil War doll is one of the dolls that I picked up last summer where the lady had Michael Jackson dolls and gem dolls and everything. Everything was 25 cents. So he was 25 cents and he did sell for $22.45, which was a pretty good sale. I can't even remember where I picked these up. I almost think it was at the bins, but they are just Lola Cruz slip-on flats. They have like this gold dusting on them. I almost thought it was like dirty, but it's not. It's the gold dusting and they sold for $22.45. I did pick up these Hey Dudes at that church sale. It was in a box, so probably have about $1 into them and they sold on best offer for $35. Now I did take a lower price. I set them up super high at first, but most of them that were selling at that price were brand new. So when someone offered me $35, I was super happy to take that. I did sell these. These were a $14 purchase and sold them for $53.95. So again, I have about $30 profit. I did sell this, which was a Sonic Care water flosser. Now this was open box, but if you look inside, it was still, everything was still sealed in the bags, ready to go. It just, they had opened the box and I did sell that for $79.16. Shipping was right about $11 for that one. So I made pretty good profit on that, over $40. I did find these Under Armour boots. They were sold for $98.96. They were size 8. Very, very nice boots. Paid $14 for those as well. Only about $12 to ship those. I did find a Corsair. I didn't even know what it was, but I knew Corsair are computer parts, and this one ended up being a power supply. It did sell for $89.96, and I actually did charge $9.95 shipping. It was a little bit heavier than that and ended up being about $13 to ship. So I lost a little bit of money, but not really lost. I intended for the shipping to be low so that it was still looked enticing for the buyer. And like I said, I sold this in a day and paid $14 for it. And here's another thing. This is a car jump starter. It was open box, but it was brand new inside. It also sold for $98.96 with $10 shipping. And so I made about $75 profit on that one. And then my highest sale of the week was this, which is Brother ink. And this was the 3 colors. It was the blue and magenta and the yellow. There was no black in here, only those 3. All 3 inside, though, were still sealed bags. I always double check to make sure. I don't mind an open box, but if the packages are not sealed, then you have a problem. I did take a best offer of $110 on these. It went reasonably close in my area, so it was about $10 for shipping. So I made about $80 profit on that, which was a great thing. So you see, when you pay up for items, it can be deceiving in that normally most of my amount is profit. And this time I did pay a little bit more for those items in particular for their cost of goods. But really, it helped me bring up my weekly profit significantly by listing those higher end items. So really, I'm trying to do a variety of items right now, especially when yard sales haven't really started. It's a great place for me to supplement my income by purchasing some better quality items that I can flip easily with very little work and not any cleanup or anything. So that makes it really nice just to be able to put something on there and know probably in the next couple days it's going to flip for me, whereas other things could sit for a year or more. So I kind of like that idea, but beware when you go to an Amazon return store like that. Items can be returned for a variety of reasons. I mean, some of the items people just didn't like it or didn't want it or didn't use it, and they just close the box and send it back. But other times there are products that just don't work or are intermittent or whatever the reason. So you're taking a $14 chance on an item for somebody to purchase it and it doesn't work. That's always a possibility. So just be aware of that. But the way I kind of look at it now is I used to buy Amazon pallets and oftentimes there'd be broken items. I would pay less, sure, but there'd be so many items that just needed work or were damaged. And this way I can kind of cherry pick all of the items that I actually want to buy. I pay up for them a little bit, but then I know I can flip them. Now, I do recommend if you go to one of these stores that you go to the opening station. You can't open any of the boxes when you're walking around, but they have a station where they have an employee with a box cutter who will open up all of your items. They'll plug them in, like for irons and things, to make sure that they're like heating up like they're supposed to. So it's a really good place for you just to get an idea if your items work. It's not a fail-safe, obviously, because until you get it home and actually test it, you don't know for sure, but it is a good way for you to at least alleviate some of the risk there. You know, I always like to have my last sale be the lowest sale of the week. So let me show you what that is. This week, my lowest sale is the very last French toast school uniform tie that I had in stock. Now, I think I had 17 or 18 of these in total. I bought them as a lot from the bins, so I probably paid $3 or $4 for all 18 of them by weight. It took me about 1.5 years to sell them because when I got them, some of the kids were still home and not going to school, but they finally started selling once kids started, transitioning back into a classroom, especially like the private schools. And this one did sell, but it sold for a best offer of $4.50. So that is my lowest sale of the week. But like I say, Every sale matters, so I'm super happy to get this sale, and wait till next week, guys. My sale is funny how low it is for the next week. Now, one thing that I do tell you guys is that I do an auction every single Saturday, which also supplements my income. It adds to my income for the week. So y'all know I have an accounting background, so I kind of know how to keep track of things, but I have to say, I just started with my reseller Genie and using their tools in order to help keep my accounting in order, including all PayPal invoices that I do for auctions. And guys, it has been a game changer for me having one place to record everything and just having it really set up for resellers. If you are still struggling for how to do your books and what's the best way to have it all in one location and actually get a feel for how you're doing with your numbers, not just seeing the numbers there on the paper, but actually seeing how you're doing and how you compare to a month before or a year before, you should be trying my Reseller Genie. I have a great opportunity for you to save 15% off your first month, and it's not expensive. It's anywhere from $9.99 to $19.99 a month. It integrates with all of the platforms, eBay, PayPal. It can help you do Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy, any of those that you work on, and it will change how you look at your figures. You'll be really thanking yourself that you did. So I just am super happy with the sales that I got over $2,000 this week on eBay alone. I hate paying more for any kind of items, but until yard sales are in full swing or the weeks that we just have rain and bad weather and there are no yard sales coming up, doing the Amazon return store is a great place to source. So I am enjoying doing that, though I don't enjoy having to get up so early and go stand in line. But I do like having increased numbers. Now, if you could only imagine if I could get back over like the 80 items per week mark, I'd be doing fantastic. So that is the goal. Keep working, keep pushing forward, and consistency is key for sure. If you need motivation, you should check out this video right here where Kristen, a rural squirrel, and I list with you every single Tuesday between 1 and 3 Central. We have a great time, and it's kind of like having your coworker there where we can together talk about our sales and get listing and just like have a little water cooler conversations. It's pretty fun. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. Bye.